Lost your appetite, Dan? Or did you serve yourself up too much? I thought that was one of the perks of working on the hot plate.
That's swimming in grease and the egg is rock hard.
Not usually so fussy. Nervous tummy, is it? On account of your police visit? They might be a lot harder with you this time. Lollipops at 20 paces.
I think I preferred it when your vocabulary didn't extend beyond 10 words. Now just fill your face and grunt every 20 seconds like the Incredible Hulk. We mustn't run before we walk now, must we? Oi, Daly! Your overdeveloped torso flexing past every 2 seconds is getting on my nerves.
Just psyching myself up, Dennis. Got a visit from the police this morning.
Oh, I must have started a trend. Do you think you could do it standing still? Think of an Arnold Schwarzenegger video and freeze frame. Oh, Mr. Crane, could I have a word?
You're supposed to be in your cellar.
Excusez-moi.
Oh, no, I've got a woman comes in twice a week. Only pay her £2.50 an hour.
You had a woman in here, Rich. She wouldn't be doing no cleaning.
Oh, listen, before you bore me with the sordid details of your sexual encounters of last night, can I have a word about my police visit?
What about it?
I understand I'm entitled to a warder to be present.
So?
So I'd like you to be the lucky man.
Good morning, Detective Sergeant West.
Mrs. Cotton.
Yes, there's been another break-in.
Yes.
Pete and Kath.
I've heard.
Yes, well, what's your opinion?
Opinion?
Well, I mean, the thief must have known that Pete was going on holidays. I mean, that narrows the field.
Well, that's true.
Yes.
Well, let's see. Someone who knew the Beals were going away. Now, who could that be? Well, there's the milkman, for starters, he'd have to be told.
Yes.
The newspaper shop.
Yes.
The neighbours. The taxi that took them from the airport. The airline. Probably 200 or 300 people who noticed they weren't in the market. Then add to that the postman.
Yes, well, I mean, don't you think I thought of all that? I mean, I've weighed the pros and cons. I mean, maybe it was an inside job.
What, you mean his family robbed him?
Well, no.
Any more suggestions?
Well,
Mrs. Cotton,
yes?
we have been doing this kind of work for some considerable time. I think you might safely leave it with us.
Well, it seems to me you ain't been very successful in solving anything, have you? I mean, there's a friend of my friend Ethel, she's been mugged, and there are lots of other people I know what's been mugged and robbed, and that's it. Strikes me it's open day for criminals.
We do our best.
Yes, but it's obvious your best ain't good
Well,
enough.
perhaps you should tell us where we're going wrong.
Well, as a matter
Mrs.
of
Cotton.
fact... What?
As a matter of fact, we do have one clue.
Do you?
We believe the burglar to be a woman.
No.
Yes. I mean, should we refer to her as the Black Widow?
Is she a widow then?
Well, I don't know. We just call her that like you call them the Jackal or the Panther.
Oh, yes, yes.
Well, it appears this woman, the Black Widow, operates in this area. And all the reports are frightening by all accounts. Whenever there's any bother, she just appears and stands there looking furtively about.
Oh, I say.
She just appears and stands there looking furtive.
What's she looking at? Have you got a description of the woman?
As a matter of fact, we have. I was just coming to that. It's a woman in her late 40s,
Hold on. Yes, late 40s,
early 50s,
early 50s.
tall,
Tall.
gaunt,
Hold on, gaunt.
wears her hair up,
Hair
a
up.
bit like yours,
Oh, yes.
smokes
Smokes.
a lot,
Not.
and wears this sort of off-green coloured coat.
Wears an off-green coloured coat. You say she just stands there looking?
But I wouldn't worry about it. She's probably some silly old woman or some busybody just playing some stupid game. But don't worry. We shall find her. We shall catch the Black Widow. Anyway, look, I must be going. Now, you are concentrating on the property marking and the newsletter, aren't you, Mrs. Cotton? That's what I came in to ask you.
What? Oh, yes.
Good.
The Black Widow.
What are you talking about? You all right?
Yeah, the black-haired one.
Nah, she had no kid. My missus got black hair. It's long though. It's right down her back. Barnes, you got a visitor.
What? For me?
Somebody must love you after all.
Who?
Some old guy called Bannister.
I thought he was dead.
Your conversation will probably do the trick.
You coming or can't you drag yourself away from the knitting circle?
He was the gardener at my last children's home. He's been keeping an eye on me ever since. Daft old beggar. Deaf as a post.
What happened to your police visit, what? Had my uniform specially pressed. Jilted, were you?
Nah, stood up. Like keep the sum, eh?
So, your visitor was size 11 boots. Didn't turn up.
And I'm dead chuffed, because I'd rather have 24 hours of listening with Mother in there than 10 seconds of Westy acting like Chuck Norris.
Do you know why he didn't show? Because he knew he was going to have a screw breathing down his neck.
And how would he know that?
Because someone told him. I think I know who.
right, I'm coming.
You know what that's for?
Drink?
Nah, don't feel like slumming it today. See me out.
I just want to make sure you go.
£10,000?
Put that down, Mo.
£10,000 and you're complaining about my Frank helping his mother?
It ain't mine.
Whose is it then?
Seen Brad?
No, Mr. Mantell.
If you see him, say I'm looking for him.
Mr. Mantell.
Detective Sergeant West, how nice.
So how's Walford Investments?
Shaping, just.
Perseverance.
The name of the game, as you well know.
Very true.
And you, Sergeant, how's business?
Well, never any shortage of investors in my line.
So I've heard. Walford does seem rather notorious.
How's that?
This chap Watts, bad lot. Still, he'll get his just desserts, of that I'm sure.
Believe in justice, then?
Certainly. The sooner criminals are brought before the courts and sentenced, the better. It does seem to take rather a long time, though. I mean, before they're actually brought to trial.
Yeah, well, we're very busy. Taken an interest in the Watts case, have you?
No, it's just that I met him a couple of times when he was managing the wine bar.
As a matter of fact, I was going to visit him today.
Who?
Watts.
Ah, further investigations, eh?
We never stop.
How reassuring. Good day, Sergeant.
Good day, Mr. Mantell.
I'm going to court again next week. Should get my trial date. I sleep a lot. You can't get bored if you sleep. How's your garden?
Where is he?
I left him with your mum. Her back's playing up again. She wants one of them special chairs.
Why didn't you bring him? I was looking forward to seeing him. There's not much to look forward to in here.
Because there's things I want us to talk about and I don't want him to hear. You don't see me very often. Visits ought to be nice. I don't want to have to moan every time I come here or refuse to see me.
No, that's easy. Don't moan. Tell me something nice. Cheer me up, for God's sake. Have I told you about the bloke I'm banged up with? Real laugh he is. Did you bring us some fags?
Well, it gets you out and about, my old love, doesn't it? Coming up here. Keeps you off the streets. Did you bring me any fags?
Get it over with. Get it out of your system. It'll be like a kiss of death for the next hour. You're not pregnant, are you?
Now, don't take offence. I know what sort of life you lead. I've always known. But... Now, hear me out. It did hurt at the beginning. I was saying it always hurts. But it's you, innit? In a way, you could always get around me. Twist me round your little finger, so I put up with it.
You're a saint, I've told you.
I got to thinking. These days, you've got to be more careful. You can't be casual anymore. There's a lot of things going round. You can't take the risk. I got scared. It's them adverts on the telly. So I went and saw someone.
Who?
At this place. They talked to me about all sorts of things. Really nice they are. And then I had these tests. You'd better do the same, Vic.
Don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk? Don't you close the door on me, lady. Some toe-rag comes by here and leaves a bank book with 10 grand in it, and you say it's none of my business?
Oh, I didn't mean it like
Well,
that.
what did you mean? Listen, Pat, you can call my mum and tell her it's a tax fiddle and you're looking after it for someone, but have a look, it's me, Frank. I've been around the block.
Look, Frank, I didn't mean it's none of your business. Some things in life, you bet if you don't know about them. This concerns me. If it comes out, it's me that gets the chop, not you.
The chop?
What I mean is...
You better tell me what you mean now, lady. Now!
It's Den's money.
Den's?
Yes.
Oh, of course, it's Dens! What a Wilf I've turned out to be. Dens, of course it is. Well, the old prison system has changed, hasn't it, eh? How long's he been in there and he's saved up 10 grand? He sounds like a bit of a Solomon to me. He earns more than Nick and he earns out here. What, you got me down there, some sort of yo-yo?
It's hush money.
Yes.
Now you know.
I thought so. And you're the banker. What did you say to me? One born every minute, you're playing with fire, lady, and you are going to get burned.
Yeah, well, if I do, it's me, innit? Just me.
No. It's not you, darling. You had enough of it. I'm here now, only chopping egg over me, but you're a silly girl.
Can't you talk the old cow into a cheaper wallpaper?
Why me? What have I done? I don't deserve this, Master. I do not deserve this. I don't upset people. I don't go and aggravate them. I don't even tread on spiders. When my brother's goldfish died, I cried until the Jewish Passover.
My son was right out of father today. Try me again tomorrow.
You said that yesterday.
Waiting for a stock delivery.
I'm entitled to clean my teeth. My mouth tastes foul.
It's not a million miles from your brain, is it?
I can see some down by
You're
there.
mistaken. You need glasses, son.
I'm going to have to report this to the assistant governor.
I don't think you're going to do that, Trev. Unless you liked it so much in the hospital, we're going to go right back there.
As far as I'm concerned, and that goes for everybody on this landing, you're entitled to nothing except contempt. You're a perverted little tow rag who should have had himself sectioned. Filth like you shouldn't be allowed to mix with the likes of us.
Well, I won't be sectioned, Harris, because I've done nothing wrong.
Oh, but it would melt in your mouth.
I'm innocent. How many times do I have to tell you?
That's not what we heard.
Yeah? Well, you heard wrong.
It's not the first time, is it? Well, I suppose you were fitted up then, were you? You didn't beat that old lady to a pulp. Get out of my sight. You'll make my stomach turn.
I'm gonna... Bridget! Get your ass over into the double! By the way, you like it all nice!
You're right, Queenie. He is a masochist. Asking for it, aren't you? Begging for another little incident in the shower. Well, that can be easily arranged, son. You get back to your cell and don't soil your face till dinner time!
Yeah, go and have a good cry to your mummy.
He's a virus, that bloke. He makes my skin crawl. He's got to be sorted out good and proper. We'll never get him clear of this landing.
All right, number one, calm down. You'll just smudge your lipstick, that's all.
Yeah, you end up looking like my ex-missus after a litre of gin.
I'm not taking any more of this from him. He's got to have a proper sorting.
What, just now, like that?
No, he can wait. Let him stew. Oh, by the way, you've got another police visit.
Who says?
The grapevine says.
Yeah, Tootsie downstairs told me in the kitchen. He got it from Nippy, who got it from Montel, who got it from Joanne at the wine bar.
Oh, cast of thousands. It's all right. Doesn't bother me.
You're getting too cocky, Dennis.
Don't underestimate me, Queenie. The old Bill's just playing cat and mouse with me. First they come to see me, then they're not. Being nice as pie to me, then they're being as hard as nails. Ain't gonna get through me, mate. You water off a duck's back. What you got to find out is who grassed me off the old Bill, said I was going to have a screw present on a visit.
Yeah, well, I'm already working on that for you, Dennis. There's got to be someone on this landing.
Well. Look as if Joanne was right. You have been a busy boy. You've broken all the rules, Brad. Every rule in the book.
It was only 2 or 3 little jobs just to keep my hand in, so to speak.
I doubt if Mr. Vinnican would see it that way, if he were to find out. You've been foolish, old son. Very, very foolish. It mustn't happen again. Is that clear?
Yeah.
And all this stuff has to go. I want it out of here by tonight.
Oh, what a bill. I'll never find it, not in a million years. I never think of looking in here.
Excuse me, you have got permission to be in here, have you?
Gregory Mantell of Walford Investments. We own the place.
Oh, sorry. It's just that since Mr. Smith left, I've been sort of keeping an eye on the place. You know, places tend to get broken into around here.
And one can't be too careful. It's very good of you, Mr...
Oh, Russell. Colin Russell. I just live along the road at number 3. So, what do you intend doing with this place? Haulage business?
That's the idea, yes.
Oh, well, in that case, I'd quite like to have a word at some time.
Quite.
It's just that, you know, I mean, the last owners, well, there was a lot of disturbance, not to say pollution, you know, lorries starting up early in the morning, that sort of thing.
Mr. Russell, as soon as we've appointed a manager, I'm sure that he'll want to discuss these problems with you. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. As you were saying, Brad, the old Bill would never think of looking in here. But who needs the police when you've got busybodies like that snooping around, eh? You must be crazy leaving that stuff here. You need your tiny little pin brain examining.
Okay. Point taken, Mr. Mantle. I'll shift it today. No more moonlighting. It's a pity, you know. I mean, I've got a nice little contact sorted out down at Oscaps. I paid good money for him, too. No, I don't suppose there'd be any objection if I sold out to an interested party, just to recoup my investment, so to speak.
Look, Brad, what you do with your so-called contact is entirely up to you, just as long as you get rid of him and that.
Buy your drink.
You're the bill, aren't you?
Well, I can still buy your drink.
OK, I'll have a lager.
Half a pint of lager for the young lady, please. Oh, I'll bring it over. Thank you. You've decided to get away from them all for a night, have you?
Sorry?
Well, the squat, all the people in the squat. I suppose it must get a bit much, all those people living on top of you. Yes, I thought about communal living once, but it's not my cup of tea. It's get on my nerves, all those people. I think I'd end up wanting to kill them all. Tell me, that chap Rod, he lives in the squat, I believe, isn't he?
You know it all, don't you?
I suppose he's a hippie type, I suppose you'd call him. Yeah, into happy dust and all of that. Well, of course, you lot are, aren't you?
What the hell do you think I am?
You don't belong there, Donna. You weren't dragged up in the gutter like
Oh,
the
and
rest
that
of
makes me a grass, does it? Well, you can just forget it. I'm fussy who I drink with.
You having a screw with you on your visit?
No need to can't touch me. My horoscope this morning said I had every reason to be competent. Bon appetit.
Believing all that horoscope rubbish, do you, what?
Of course I don't. Load of old toffee. I'm just making polite conversation. Getting the jaw muscles going. My companion Barnes here, all he ever does is grunt. Cobblers. See what I mean?
Why don't you have an order there for your police visit and play it by the books?
Now, you'd believe that, wouldn't you? It's a pity you were turned down for the army. You'd been in your element there. If I need anyone, I'll give you first refusal. Now, if you excuse me, I'd like to eat my breakfast while it's still tepid.
Butterfingers, fellow. Oh, I see you didn't trip, you were pushed. Not content with swapping recipes and knitting patterns, now you want to hit people with your handbag.
Well, I wouldn't touch him with yours, sir. Go on, tell him. Tell him how I was nowhere near the little pervert at the time.
It's all right, sir, my fault. Just being clumsy.
Yeah, a bit accident-prone, aren't you? First you go and slip in the ablution, now you're dropping your tray.
All right, Queenie, on your bike, and you.
Up. Come back, Ethel. Skin all is forgiven.
She could see me now, she'd be laughing like a drain, and her laugh's been known to clear Albert Square in 10 seconds flat.
Your friend, is she?
Barnsley, I don't believe you. Your mind is either in your stomach or below your belt. No, she is not a girlfriend. She used to be the cleaner in the pub.
You're all down memory lane nowadays, Dan. Bad for you in a place like this.
Barnsley, why don't you do yourself a favour? Take the jug, go downstairs, fill it up with boiling water, come back up and we'll have a nice cup of tea.
All right.
About 10 minutes then.
Give us something to occupy our minds, painter, son. What colour's one? Don't say pink.
It'll be regulation blue, won't it? Mind you, I could paint a few ducks on the wall, like Hilda Ogden used to have in her place.
We did that once when I was in the building and decorating game. Real posh fellow he was. Reckon he knew everything. Couldn't tell the difference between Chippendale and G-Pen. So we painted ducks all over his wall. He wouldn't pay us till we made everything good. Well, what he didn't know was we put a lot more right than just his cigarette. Well, he was out all day, see, and he had this gorgeous wife. She was putting it out to all of us. Well, I don't think she was getting anything on the home front. Bit of a wimp he was. She'd make us cups of tea all the time and homemade blackjacks. In every room you went in, there was her underwear lying about. I mean, even in the conservatory.
You're only winding yourself up, Victor. Get off the subject. You'll burst a blood vessel.
Anyway, one day, hotter than a sauna it was, she was poncing around in next to nothing. And she brings in all these cans of pressure brew. Let's have a party, she says. Well, we're out in the garden getting steamed up. And she turns a sprinkler system on. We're all soaked. And she's wearing one of these flimsy T-shirts sticking to her. Know what I mean?
Oh, you'll do yourself an injury, Vic. Relax. You've been like this ever since your wife's last visit. You're scared of something. What'd she say to you?
Nothing. I just feel a bit run down.
Well, go and see the MO.
I don't like doctors.
Now, I'm the same with dentists. You'll get the regulation standard issue. 2 aspirins and half a ton of bromide for your tea if you're lucky.
Big boy now, Mr. Crane. I can see Detective Sergeant west of my own, thanks very much. You know, you want to be careful, otherwise Queenie will start to think you fancy me. So what's his game?
Just play it by the book, Crane, that's all. I wouldn't want you to get fitted up.
Oh, don't worry, there's no way I'm getting fitted up.
You're getting too cocky by half, Dennis. Why not take him up on his offer? Caution. That's my advice. All right, Victor?
What's up with him?
It's this bug that's going round.
I told you last week. I'm working with Ian tonight. It's his first solo dinner and I really want to be part of it. You said fine, it was agreed.
I don't remember.
Well, even if you don't remember, you did agree.
It's just as well I'm in a good humour today.
Oh, is it?
My offer from the flat and the square's been accepted. We exchange contracts next week.
Oh, wouldn't have thought it was your style living around here.
Wouldn't you, Cindy? Well, I have my reasons.
Oh, great. Delighted. I'll see you then.
You're all right, misery guts. I preferred it when you were the life and soul of the party.
Leave it, Queenie.
Well, cheer up. How does your wife put up with you? That's what I want to know. I can't.
Just leave me alone, Queenie! And don't ask any bloody stupid questions!
Queenie! Get down, McCarthy, and sort out that, Trevor. And sitting on the throne all morning, blabbing his eyes out, puts me off my stroke.
What's visitor?
Trevor! Trevor! You're going the right way for another kicking, my lad. There are other people wishing to use these facilities, and they don't want to listen to your pathetic racket all the time.
All right, Queenie. Back to the landing. I'll handle this. Oh, come on, Kello, son. You've been in here long enough. You'll only get in on the wrong side of people, you know.
They're wrong about me. I didn't do it, sir. I'm not guilty.
All right, Kello. Now, come ahead, lad. Let's be having you.
Give it half a minute and it's all yours.
Right. Paper.
So what happened to you last time, eh? Didn't show?
Oh, you missed me.
No. I thought it was my lucky day.
Something came up.
Your loss in overtime. So what are you getting over about this time?
Do I look as if I'm coming there heavy?
Oh, this is the friendly approach, is it? Well, I'll tell you something. It's not working. You're still a pain in the backside. And how many times do I have to tell you? I don't.
So, how are you coping with the boredom?
I'm thinking of making models out of matchsticks.
Very artistic. I've got some more questions for you.
Oh, and here's me thinking you'd only come to my scintillating conversation. You've asked the questions. If you fancy the mafia that much, go on holiday to Sicily. I don't know who burnt down the Dagmar, and personally I couldn't care less. And there's no way you're going to get me to point the finger, because I don't know anybody, I don't know anything, and I don't know anyone.
All right, then. Calm down. No need to go over old ground. I have got other cases to investigate, you know, not just the Dagmar.
What have these other cases got to do with me?
Well, maybe nothing. I was in the Vic the other day.
Skint, were you? Fancy the swift hour?
Thought of you, of course. You were synonymous with the Vic.
Oh, the man has swallowed a dictionary. It's a pity you never choked on it.
Visiting a lot of pubs these days.
Westy, I'm not a cut-price Alcoholics Anonymous for your drinking habits. I had enough of that with Ange.
A lot of pushing going on. There always has been, of course. But it's on the upsea. And all the deals take place in pubs. Grubby little punks with white faces, and black clothes, getting them while they're young.
You've got more stories than Jack and Ori. So what has this got to do with me?
Well, you run a pub, didn't you? You must have seen things going on. Deals, faces. I've seen what drugs can do to these young kids. I mean, look at your Sharon.
What about my Sharon? Nah. She wouldn't get involved in anything like that.
Oh, know that for a fact, do you? Her situation's changed, Dennis. Her mother on the other side of the water, father on the other side of the wall. She could be open to all kinds of temptations. Well, I try to keep a friendly eye on her when I can, but there's some very nasty types about. I don't have to tell you that. If we get the pushers, we stop the supply. So think back to your pub, Dennis. No hurry. Take your time. I don't want you to feel that you're under any sort of pressure. By the way, best of luck with the new hobby.
Hey?
Well, the matchsticks. Don't set light to anything.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Sparrow. Happy birthday to you. Lovely.
I'm moved, I'm touched, I've got tears in my eyes.
A few symbolic candles, one for every 10 years of your life.
That makes me 80.
I was never any good at sums.
Blow me. I almost forgot. Do you know who I saw today, Brad?
Tell me.
Dennis Watts. Old Denny boy.
Oh, yeah?
Very helpful is our Den.
Cut!
Beg your pardon.
That's what I am. 25th October makes me a cuss.
Too right it does.
I just want to say thank you for being here, present at my party, and making it one of the great occasions of my life. Yeah, I tell you that in all sincerity. I wish you good health and God bless. By Jove, this is a good party. What? Ship sinking?
Excuse me a minute. What in God's name are you two up to? Come on upstairs and I don't want to see either of you till tomorrow.
Yeah, I was wondering if we could have some cake, Dad.
Oh, send it up now. Clear off.
Oh, no.
And you, Rowley, go on. Come on up. Crying out there.
Tell you what, my dear. Should have just invited you.
That's so.
Enjoyed myself then.
Would you?
What does it matter if we dine with crowds and know not friends? True friends, Pat. Comrades, comrades, ever since we were boys, sharing each other's sorrow,
Turn it in, will you?
sharing each other's
Because I've got a
joys.
humour and that's why. Because I
Comrades,
have,
when
it's my
manhood
business.
was dawning,
You can go when he's
faithful
gone.
whate'er may be tide, when danger threatens.
So how was old Dan?
darling old
Thriving. Real health farm he's on.
Yeah, I bet. Said he was being helpful.
Did I?
Minute ago.
Well, he is.
How?
Words of the wise old son. Know what I mean?
Not sure. Tell me.
All I'm saying at this moment in time is that yours truly, meaning me, is in line for early promotion. That's how helpful he was.
Well, lucky for you. Excuse us a tick. Need a Jimmy Riddle. That voice is souring me for life.
Den, there's a bloke in here that died. Left £500,000 to his pet spaniel.
Oh, yeah.
£500,000. And they reckoned he went around in an old coat with holes in it. Get away. If I had that kind of money, I'd want all the trimmings that go with it. Best suits, best car, and a cracking bird. I wouldn't give nothing to no spaniel neither.
Yeah, but you're not likely to get your hands on £500,000 now, are you, Barney?
No, not in here. Funny thing is that I haven't got much chance outside neither. Funny, innit?
What?
Well, some people seem to attract money like a magnet. They got it up here.
Yeah, you're not stupid, are you, Barney?
Oh, I ain't got that sort of mind. If you want to earn $1 million in the stock exchange or turn over a high street bank, you got to have the right kind of brain. You could do it, then.
Do what?
You're a clever guy.
Oh, yeah, that's why I'm banged up in here.
You'll fall on your feet.
You reckon?
What you say you always have.
Yeah, that's because I remember the golden rule, mate. Always look after number one.
What are you going to do when you get out?
Hop on a plane, leave this island behind.
Where you going?
Who cares, mate? Bit of sun, a few mug punters, everything will be all right.
Oh, I couldn't do that. I couldn't cope with the language.
Money talks for itself, mate.
Right.
I got a bit of money stashed away. Probably out in a bar somewhere.
Yeah? Well, if you ever want a bouncer...
I thought you couldn't cope with the language.
Well, you don't have to talk to someone when you dump them on the pavement, do you? And you'd be there to look after things. What do you reckon, Den?
Okay. So bother, mate.
Come on. Just finished, have you?
I must say, you really have got the gift of the gab.
It's the only way I get what I want. You learned that young.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Stuck in a children's home. My parents did a runner. Love, religion, and a clip round the ear daily.
Sounds just like this place.
Ah, they're all the same. Kids' homes, approved schools, the nick. The only way I've ever got anything out of anybody is by punching it out of them.
Well, if it's that clever, how comes you're never going to make them millions?
No. muscle. Cheap. Unless you use it like Mike Tyson.
So how come you didn't stick to the Queensbury rules then?
Well, I did. I was good at it and all.
So what went wrong?
I don't know what it was gone wrong in my life. Can't go losing your temper in the ring. Just like you can't do it in the high street. Which is why I'm in here on a GBH charge.
Got some info for you. About our friend Dennis.
Yeah?
Don't think we're going to like it.
Well, not in so many words, but the implication was there.
Was it?
Oh, yes, he's very concerned about you. And I think he'd be very pleased to know that I was keeping a fatherly eye.
More than he ever did.
Well, I know he's left you financially provided for.
I provide for myself.
But if anything to do with Dan would come up, you think you need advice on, don't hesitate to give me a ring.
I remember that.
Thank you, Sharon. You've been a great help. We'll be in touch soon.
The lakeside, but I brought all the particulars. Wine as well. Nothing like mixing business with pleasure, is there? I'll get myself a glass.
She could have waited till she was asked.
There we are. Now, isn't this nice?
Well,
now, I'm calling this meeting to order, and I shall be brief and to the point. I've had an idea on how to put a stop to all this criminal activity in Albert Square. Now, the Americans use it very successfully. They call it a stakeout.
Got a bit of news for you.
Yeah?
My friendly local vicar, well, your friendly local vicar, he's not moving on. He's going to stay for a while.
Great.
What's the matter?
Oh, that creep Sergeant West was sniffing around me.
After information, was he?
About Dad, yeah. Oh, I don't know, Dennis Watts. He's in prison, but he might as well not be. He's like his still here shell causing everyone trouble. He's like a bloody ghost.
I wouldn't have thought that was your style, Den.
What?
Models. Old Henderson on the next landing's done some great ones. Buck House, Houses of Parliament. He's even done this Nick.
Yeah, well, that's who I got the idea from. I'm not like you, Barnesy. I can't be keeping my life away. If I'm going to be banged up in here for 5 months, I've got to do something. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my marbles.
What is it?
Queen Bee. Cafe I used to run. Mind you the way I'm going. Probably finish the old square by the time I get to court.
What are you going to do with them when you get out of here?
You've been a naughty boy, Dennis.
What do you want?
Someone's just come off police visit. Say how helpful you've been.
Is this some sort of joke?
No one's laughing.
I haven't said a word on my life.
It may well come to that, Sunshine. I'm just waiting for word back from headquarters.
You wouldn't grass, Den. I know that.
Yeah, but convincing you and convincing that lot's two different things.
So I said to him, has Dennis been naming any friends who might have helped with his activities?
And?
He said, no, not yet. But he's been dropping hints. Very big hints.
You seem to be dropping some hints yourself, Brad.
Aye?
Asking direct questions like that of Sergeant West is like pointing a big red arrow in this direction.
Nah, because I was cool. Dead cool.
You mean we got to hang around watching people's houses all night?
Well, we can divide the night up into watches. You know, like the sailors do.
I'm all at sea already, Dot. Bottoms up.
Yes. Now, I'm going to make a list of all the people due to go on holiday and/or business trips, and these will be our target areas.
But I was cool. So's my fridge, but it doesn't talk to the old Bill. Now listen, leave it. No more talks with anyone, okay? Just leave it. Leave it to me. This is a packet. I would like it delivered to this address in Clapham. Can you do that, Brad?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, and Brad, if you get lost, don't ask a policeman.
So, what's the real story?
According to my inside information, Mr. Watts is singing like a canary.
You're pretty sure of this?
I said it all along. We should have finished it.
It was Mr. Vinnigan's decision to pay him off.
Which you agreed with.
At the time.
And now?
If your information's correct, there isn't any option, isn't there?
There never was in my book.
Next on Drama, we visit Walford and the working class inhabitants of Albert Square as we go back in time with classic EastEnders.